In the past couple of weeks, we got numbers saying that Disney Plus's new Star Wars show, Ahsoka, got 14 million people to view it within the first 5 days of its premiere. And while that actually sounds like a big number, the thing is, we don't really have anything to go by. And Disney has also been vague about like how they came across this. I mean, they say they got the total number of minutes viewed divided by the runtime of the show, and that's how they get 14 million. But there's nothing to verify that the total runtime that they're giving is actually accurate. And also, since this is the first show that they've actually revealed the numbers for from Disney, we don't know where this measures up. I mean, do a normal Star Wars show get 5 million views and this is way outperforming that? Or do they get like 20 million views and this is way below expectations? But now we got the Nielsen numbers coming out, so we have some type of measure comparison, because Nielsen has been following other Star Wars shows. And the metric they use, they say Ahsoka got 829 million minutes viewed within the first 5 days of its premiere. That puts it number 2 on their streaming charts, which, okay, a lot of people are touting this as Ahsoka is being really successful because it's number 2 on the Nielsen for streaming. Well, not exactly, because you get this article from Bounding Into Comics talking about the Nielsen numbers for Ahsoka coming out, and Analyst, Valiant, Renegade give his opinion on it, and this is what he had to say. If you do the basic runtime calculations and simply divide the total minutes viewed as reported by Nielsen by the runtime of the 2 episodes, 101 minutes, it comes out to 8.2 million people viewing it, which isn't as good as obviously as what they were saying, 14 million, but it's better than what Samba TV was reporting, that they got 1.2 million views. But Valiant Renegade goes on, he points out, this is indeed less than the Book of Boba Fett premiere. That show premiered only 1 episode in its first week and clocked in 389 million minutes, according to Nielsen. Doing the same calculation, viewership clocks in at 9.725 million, given the show's premiere runtime was 40 minutes. So yeah, even the Book of Boba Fett did better than Ahsoka, which I think is a little bit understandable, because even though they're both technically legacy characters, Boba Fett is from the origin, not only the original trilogy, but also somewhat of this prequel trilogy. And he has more name recognition amongst general Star Wars fans who just watched the movies. Whereas Ahsoka, she's popular amongst the people who watched a lot of the Dave Filoni stuff, but general Star Wars fans don't know who she is. So it makes sense that Boba Fett would do better than Ahsoka. But still, I mean, that's not the greatest news for Ahsoka when it's actually done less than the Book of Boba Fett. And Valiant Renegade also notes that even though Disney has lost millions of subscribers globally, within the US and Canada, it's actually gained subscribers since the premiere of the Book of Boba Fett. And even then, the gained subscribers apparently aren't tuning into Ahsoka because it hasn't gotten as many views as the Book of Boba Fett. And a lot of people are also pointing out and noticing that there's problems with the way Disney Plus is doing its streaming service and the way it's reporting its numbers. Like I said, this is the first time that Disney Plus has actually been disclosing the numbers for Ahsoka. So coming forward, we can actually see if they are going to disclose their numbers more often, even if they're not necessarily accurate. We have some measure to go by, because as long as they maintain consistency on how they report them. But even then, so far, this is what the Disney policy has been. The Disney Corporation refused to publicly share viewership numbers for its original series and movies, despite fellow streamer giants like Netflix being more transparent in the wake of industry-wide criticism. And that criticism is a lot of the strikes that are going on right now. Since Disney Plus does not run with ads, there isn't any pressure to partner with Nielsen, the foremost ratings agency, to show advertisers how well a series or film performs. But now that Disney Plus is getting more of an ad tier level for them, it makes sense that they would have to partner with Nielsen, because when you're being supported by advertisers want to know, well, how well are your shows doing? If you're not disclosing it to them, it's going to be less likely that an advertiser will want to work with Disney in the future. But this is kind of a double-edged sword for them, because while disclosing the numbers means you're going to get better favor with advertisers, it also means people can see exactly how your shows are performing. And that's something that Disney's been hesitant on lately. I mean, I've been talking about other things like Elemental, they saying like, oh, well, yeah, we know that flopped at the box office. And I've made several videos talking about how that actually flopped, and people saying it succeeded or misguided or misinformed about it. But that flopped at the box office, and we can see the box office results. We know what the numbers that it was actually bringing in. But as soon as it goes to the Disney Plus platform and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, then all of a sudden Disney says, oh yeah, this is very successful. Yeah, no one watched it at the box office, but everyone's watching it here. And I kind of have my doubts that, because Disney has all the reasons in the world to lie or try to embellish their numbers in any way, shape, or form. And we did point this out with Nielsen saying it only had just over 8 million people viewing it. They said 14 million. And I think we can expect more of that. So whenever Disney does report their numbers, take that with a grain of salt, because it's probably not as good as what they're saying. And if what Nielsen is saying is pretty accurate, we're going by their metric where Boba Fett is doing better than that, then I think there's serious problems for Disney Star Wars moving forward. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. And if you like this video, make sure you click the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.